In the late 16th century, the call of the New World echoed across the shores of England, and a brave group of settlers answered. The promise of undiscovered lands, filled with untold resources and opportunities, was too enticing to ignore. The island of Roanoke, nestled in the heart of today's North Carolina, was to be the cradle of this new beginning. Yet the road to this new world was far from smooth. Two earlier attempts to establish a colony on this seemingly promising land ended in failure. The first expedition returned to England, defeated by harsh weather and lack of supplies. The second, a military outpost, was abandoned due to unrelenting tensions with the Native Americans, who had called these lands home for centuries. Not deterred by these early failures, a third expedition was planned, led by a man named John White. White was an artist, a gentleman, and a dreamer. He envisioned a prosperous colony, a beacon of English civilization in the heart of the New World. In the summer of 1587, he set sail with a group of 115 hopeful settlers, including women and children. Their dream was to establish a self-sustaining colony, a dream that was as grand as it was ambitious. John White was appointed as governor of this new colony. His task was monumental, to ensure the safety and success of his fellow settlers in an alien land. He was to oversee the building of homes, the sowing of crops, and the establishment of amicable relations with the indigenous population. Yet the New World was a land of uncertainty, and the settlers were stepping into the unknown. As they began their new life, they couldn't possibly foresee the trials and tribulations that lay ahead. They were embarking on a journey that would leave a mark on history, not as the successful colony they had hoped for, but as one of history's greatest enigmas. As governor, John White was charged with the safety and success of his fellow settlers. Little did he know their destiny was to become one of history's greatest enigmas. A mere few weeks after the colonists' arrival, a crisis forced White to make a difficult choice. As the governor of the Roanoke colony, John White found himself in an unenviable position. The nascent settlement was beset with problems from the start. There were hostile interactions with the local Native American tribes, tensions that threatened the survival of the colony. The colonists had hoped for peaceful coexistence, but the reality was far from ideal. In addition to this, supplies were dwindling. The colonists had not anticipated the harsh conditions of the New World. The scarcity of food and essential provisions made life increasingly difficult. The colony was barely eking out an existence, and White was forced to confront the harsh truth. They needed help. The decision to return to England was not an easy one. White was not just the governor, he was also a father and a grandfather. His own daughter Eleanor and newborn granddaughter Virginia Dare were among the settlers he was leaving behind. But the urgency of the situation left him little choice. The survival of the colony depended on obtaining reinforcements and additional supplies from England. So, with a heavy heart, White embarked on the perilous journey back across the Atlantic. His mission was clear: secure aid and return as quickly as possible. He was leaving his family and his fellow colonists, but it was a sacrifice he was willing to make for their survival.